ongoing saga in the courtroom of Cicero. So, reliquum est, it remains, ut per servos id admiserit, that he committed this through servants, through slaves. It's another option that's left. O die mortales, ram miserum and calamitosam. Another adverbial accusative, so we have the interjection O, the immortal gods, and then the accusative version of the sentence. Wretched matter and calamity, basically saying, or miserable matter and a calamity. Quid, what? In tali crimine, in such an incrimination, quod innocente saluti sole, in what is a custom as to be a safety or salvation for the innocent, is ut, that policitor, use of promises and offers, offer to put his servos in quaesitionem. So to have an inquisition of the slaves. If you know the Spanish Inquisition, it can involve torturing them, usually happens. This is non-licit. This is not permitted to happen to dative sextus roscius. Vos, you, qui, who, you accuse this guy, hunk, omnis eos servos habet. You have, again we see the TIS for the plural you have omnis eos servus, you have all of his slaves. Unos pua, one boy, or page or slave boy is what they call it, who is of this, you might want to put divictus in there from, anyway, who is a minister, that's also the nominative in that position. So who would daily do his administrations from tanta family, from such a family, relictus non est. So there's not one boy left from his daily administrators from the family of Sextus Roscius. Again, we see the dative form of Sextus Roscius. Invictus, however you want to put that. Okay. You, te, nunc, now, appello, appeal or call to you. P. Scipio, publicus Scipius, and you, another person, M. Metelle, two of the advocate of Roscicus. You are advocates. It's basically, with you being the advocates, carrying on this matter, and aliquotin several times, two slaves, paternos, actually, they all go together in that position. There were two of his father's slaves, Sextus Roscius in the nominative, he demanded from his adversaries in this trial, two slaves of his father for this inquisition. And remember, up here we had, it said one of these boys, and he's actually tried to get two slaves, and Victus is the fourth declension that would provide his nourishment, or etc. Advocatus, according to the definition, give advice and attend court to give moral support, but was not allowed to speak. This was left to the patronus. Okay. Starting off with another question, the neonclitic. Memonisti. Do you remember Titus Roscius? This is the adversarius. He refused to give two of these slaves. Quid, what, how, why? These slaves, ei servi, where are they? Where are these slaves? Okay, chrysogonum. This is this person. We have the vocative for the juryman. So juryman, sectantor. Now a sector as a noun is someone who's bought auctions, and a sectantor is just literally someone who follows. So these slaves, these are now in attendance to chrysogenum, gentlemen, and apud him, and with him, or at his house, sunt, they are in honor and in pretio. So they're valued and honoured then, so they're good prizes basically. Etiam nunc, even now, ut ex is, from these people, ego postulo, I demand that there be an inquiry made from these people. And even now as it stands, Hic, he's the client of Cicero, he orates and obsecrat, so he begs and beseeches this. 78, things are warming up. Quid facitis? What are you going to do? Why are you refusing this? Cur recusus. Dubite. Are you doubting etiam nunc even now, juryman? Si potestis, if you're able to. A quo sit sextus Roscius occisus. From who was Sextus Roscius occisus? Who was he killed? We have a question. Nay. From him who propter Ilius mortem, who on account of his death, here's Ilius being the third person, the father whose death. So, from him who in the death of his father is versored him, which is a deponent verb, meaning how's he living, you could sum it up as, in agestate and insidious. He's living now in agestate, which is poverty, and in all this plotting against him, insidious, plottings and ambushing, etc. sort of thing. Him, to him, dative, ne querende quidem. Ne quidem means not even what? He's not even permitted, the passive version. This inquiry in the gerund form, he's not permitted the potestas, the power of having an inquiry de morte patris, concerning the death of his father. Or from eos, from him, who fugiant, they flee this questioning. They possess his goods, which is his farms and his slaves, and incade, in the slaughter, and excade, and from the slaughter, vivunt. They live now. They possess his goods, and from the slaughter, and by the slaughter they live. Omnia, everything, judices, jury, or gentlemen, in hac case, in this case, sunt are misera, pitut, to be pitied, and indigna, disgraceful, basically. Tamen, nevertheless, there's nothing, there's not acerbius, that's comparative, more harsher, and neque iniquities, more unjust, is potest preferis, able to be brought forwards, feri tuli latus. Okay. Mortis paternae de servus paternis quaestionem habre filio non licet. Okay, it's probably best to work backwards. It's not allowed, dative to the son, to have habere, this inquisition concerning the slaves of his father, of the death of his father. Okay, so it's not allowed for the son to have an inquiry into the death of his father. You might want to say from the slaves of his father. Ne tem dui quidem. So we've got ne quidem again. Not even so long shall he be dominus, shall he be master in regard to his own possessions, suos, while from these slaves is queranted the death of his father. So he's not even allowed to remain the master of his own possessions for long enough for him to make inquiries, or do them until or while he's making this inquiry. Venem, I shall come, neque ita multo postea, and this not much afterwards, to this place, or to this position. Okay, so he's going to circle back to it, looks like. For this totem, this whole trial, I'm guessing, pertiniet to the Roscios, plural. Concerning quorum audacia, we have de audacia, split with the genitive, which is pretty normal. Concerning the boldness of these two, and then dictorum, the future verb. Then I shall speak, politicus sum. I promise I shall speak. That's really a future infinitive type of thing. When I have dialisue, which comes from diluo, means I've washed away or cleared away any of this incriminalizations of Euricius. So it's going to come to this not much longer, not much afterwards, to this place, when he speaks of the boldness of these two, which he promises to do, and he's going to clear his client, it looks like. 79. Now, Etrucius, this is the vocative, ad te venio, to you I come to you. Conveniat, singular, mihi tecum necessaris, so it's necessary for me to come to an agreement. Conveniat means come to an agreement, me with you. See, if ad hunc maleficum istud pertinent, if this malefic crime, if it is giving proof pertaining to him, the client, it's more stronger than Patinian. It's probably, if it does ascertain that this maleficence is to him, now either ought ipsum sua mano, either with his own hand, fecisi did he do it, and this quod neges, this which you deny he did, or per alikos, through others, libros or servos, freemen or slaves. Libros ne, freemen, question, quos neque ut, which neither poteverat are you able, was he able, poteverat, which these people, the freemen, which he was not able to convenerate, he was not able to meet with them, nor by which rationale, what reasoning was he able, we'll keep the potter again, to induce them to do this, nor ubi, where, nor through who we met these people, neque qua spe, which is blative again, neither with what hope or quo pretio, or with which rewards, I potes. So this is the UR. So up there it was talking about his client, and here he's talking about the opposition lawyers. You weren't able to ostendere this. You weren't able to show this. So ego, I, contrarily, ostendo, I shall show, non modo, not only nihil eorum fecisi sextus Roscium. Sextus Roscius did none of these things. Said nay quidem, but not even was he potuisse, not even was he able to facere, not even was he able to do this, because neque at Roma multis ennis fuit, because he had not been at Rome for many years, and neither de pratus from his farm, umquem ever, did he discesserit, did he leave, temere adverb, rashly or randomly. Restare tibi videbator. So it seems to you, what restare is, what's restanding, what remains, is the nomen servorum, the name of these slaves, quo, by which, quasi as if, in portum, reactus from cetera suspicion, if you're, once you're rejected from the rest of your suspicions, once you don't have any option there, possessus configure, you're able to flee as if into a port, into a harbour. Continuing on, ubi, where, offendus, one of my favourite verbs, it means to hit, strike, or offend, or come across, where you have struck a scopulum, which is a rock, could be from underwater, because we're talking about ports or harbours, as a simile, and of such a type, or such a modo, that non-modo, not only you see this incrimination to resilere, which means bounce off ab hoc from him, verum, but omnem suspicionem, all the suspicion, intelligos, you understand, to reside or to come onto vosmet, which is a strengthener of you, yourselves. So, this is what he was getting to. He was trying to, if we take it from up there, what remains, it seems to you, is the name of the slaves, who when all the rest of your suspicions and incriminations have been bounced off, you seek to flee into a port, but instead you've struck a rock of such a type that not only does this incrimination bounce off from, this hock could be the rock, I suppose, or from the client, but all the suspicion, you understand, will now be turning on you. And that's it for the day, but we'll have a daily dictionary word from the all words down list. A scropulus, a projecting ledge of rock, high cliff, rock, crag, peak, reef. That would be the definition here today. Okay, so that'll do it for the day.